Hi stamping friends, it's Sandy from Stamped Impression, and welcome to this real quick Christmas card class. The way it is going to work is I'm creating this video. It may be 3 separate ones or one altogether, I'll have to see. I'll decide that when I look at the edited videos. We're going to make 3 cards. Each one uses a totally different bundle. And the idea is that you could look at the videos over and over and over again for free. That's not a problem. But if you would like PDF instructions which give you the details of the size of everything that I used and the particular colors and all that kind of detail, and you want a card kit that gives you the cardstock and paper to make 2 of each of these cards, then that will be free with a $25 purchase. The purchase must be made in the next 4 days, and all those details will be provided for you. I was going to charge a larger must-purchase price, but because this is coming out late, I thought I'd sweeten it up a little bit. Also, if you'd rather just have the PDF and no kit, then you have the video, and then I'll send out a PDF, and the PDF will be $10 also for the next 4 days. It's kind of a Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of deal. So let's get started with the cards. Whoops. And each one I said is made with a separate bundle. This first one is made with the Brightest Glow Bundle, which it consists of the Brightest Glow stamp set and the Labels Aglow dies. So here is the stamp set with these very cool sentiments. Look at the gorgeous fonts. I mean, this is just too beautiful to describe. It's just gorgeous. And there are a few more dies. I have them pulled out so that I could easily use them to make the card. So there's this one, which ended up being responsible for making that set of dots. And the other one, the little circle, which is caught in there right now for cutting out that. So let's get started with this card, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, whoops, there's the die. All right, so we need a piece of cardstock to stamp out that sentiment, to die cut the sentiment, and we will do that easily. Let your heart be light. And this is a cling stamp. I prefer the rubber because I think it makes a better image than the photopolymer. To me, it's better. Maybe it's just old-fashioned thinking. However, everyone's different. And the advantage of the photopolymer is that you can see exactly where you're stamping, whereas like this, there's no guarantee that the rubber is exactly underneath that label. And I see I left my Stampin' Scrub at the next table, so hang on 1 second. So this is how I clean my stamps with Stampin' Scrub. I mark one side wet and one side dry. When you open them, there is a little raindrop and an umbrella, or the sun, but that's way too small for me to see. So I'm just going to soak it up well. And clean that up, good as new. Okay. Oops. And I dropped everything that's next to me. All right, let me close this up. One of the things that Stampin' Up has announced, which I think is so great, is starting with the next catalog, which is the January to April catalog. They are going to name the stamp set and the corresponding dies the same thing, so we don't have to keep guessing at what everything is. Okay, this is the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just a brief word about it. When you put your 3 plates together, oops, you stagger them. They're not all even. And you put them through at once, and then once you feel it's caught it, then just hold on to your handle and go. Of course, when I'm working at my real craft table, I don't have a pad and all this other stuff here, so nothing slides around. And you just eyeball it. And here we go. You have that all cut out. Now, I just want to say one thing that when I was setting up, there is an attachment for the Take Your Pick tool, which is a brush. And then normally you would run that brush over this foam pad, which I seem to have misplaced as well. And it pokes out all the holes. Of course, I put it somewhere safe in my room, and I can't find it now. So I'm just going to use the point to just pick those all out. If you don't, pick them out, eventually it won't die cut those holes, and we want them all to be die cut. So that's that. A little longer than something I wanted to do on the video, but what can I say? It's the reality. All right, ta-da! All good. And we'll just put that there on the table. I also die cut a plain red one, and what I'm going to do is, if you glue them together so that the 3 dots, the 3 big holes here are on the 3 tiny holes on the red, then it looks like red dots. It just looks perfect. So we're going to do that. I don't want holes going all the way through. My adhesive of choice is the Stampin' Seal Plus, and I really did not show that well there, but it is. I find it the easiest to use, and that's why I choose it. I'm quite a klutz with liquid glue. I do use it sometimes because it's the glue of choice, or the best glue for the job, but when I can, I use my Stampin' Seal Plus. So that's all ready, and I think that's all the stamping we're doing on this card. The other thing we need to do is, so in your kit, there'll be 3 vanilla pieces of cardstock. Take the smallest one, and we're going to run our this die through with the smallest one. This time what we're going to do, and you notice I have my plates, clear plates, called top and bottom. Bottom is always on the bottom. And when you put it down, just make sure there's no give. See, there's a little give there, no give that way. You put it down so there's no give. You'll get the best die cutting. Put this down so it is pretty even on the one end and the top and the bottom. You don't need it to be exact, but you want it to be close. Just makes it pretty. And then pick it all up. And if it's still in position, run it through the die cutting machine. If it's not in position, just replace it again. This one is a little tighter, I think, because it's a bigger die. And of course, I'm trying not to move the camera or anything else. I love that little mini machine. And here we go. And I'm just going to poke out again because I don't have my brush. I don't know what I did with it. I wonder if it's in my backpack with my computer. You know, everything seems to get in there. I'll go in there and find 3 checks from the last 2 months that I haven't cashed because they're in the backpack. I don't know. Does everyone? I guess that's the new version of the junk drawer, a backpack with where you carry your computer. What do you think? And I have to admit, I do carry my backpack around to write instructions up, on coffee breaks. I'm pretty involved in U.S. figure skating, so on my breaks I'll work on some of my posts. Kind of crazy, isn't it? That's one of the nice things about being a Stampin' Up! Demo. I have time for my volunteer work and my passions. Oops, I missed one there. And it won't come out. And there we go. I think that's all of them. So, let's just put that aside. And now we can put together our card. I just moved everything underneath my die cutting machine. Your cardstock will come with scored. You can't see it on the dark red. One side is the valley, one side the mountain. Pretty self-evident. We fold with the valley on the outside. Burnish it well with our bone folder to give it a sharp crease. Make sure, you know where all the cardstock will go before you start gluing. The last thing you want to do is glue and then realize you've put the wrong thing on, or you've put it on in the wrong order. Okay, that's how it's going to be. And we have this left for the inside, and this is the wrong one, but we'll work with it. Okay, so I'm going to turn them upside down so that I get them glued in the right order. And, I will try to get everyone red paper. I can't guarantee. Whoops. This paper has gone unorderable. So it's what I can put together in kits. And if I was doing something more than just rectangles, I would probably work on my, this is the one for the inside. Let me put it in. The big one goes on the inside. I wanted light cardstock in there so you could write and see. All right, these three will go together on the top. And I'm going to do this, a little in each corner. You don't want the glue over the holes because that would just be messy. And put it on like this. I'm sorry, I usually keep the card right there so you can see what I'm working towards. And that's that. Let's add some ribbon, some of this gold satin edge ribbon. It's so pretty, so festive. I've used it on wedding cards, a lot of good uses for gold ribbon, not just the holidays. And I put a little glue there on the 2-point side so that I can aim and put it down again. Just eyeball it. I will secure it with some tape. I find people play with the tape and with the ribbon, and it stops being stuck sometimes because the recipients are busy playing with the ribbon. And put that on the front of the card. Again, sort of even on the right side, on the top and the bottom. Remember, I have to work in portrait mode. I don't know why. Take off a piece like that. Cut it. Oops. Put it through. And there we go. We've got a ribbon on it. Trim it as needed. Stick the sentiment on with some Stampin' Dimensionals to make them stand up. A couple there. And I'm going to put this on at an angle because it's... And then when I trimmed the cardstock for the front, the designer series paper had a little piece left over, so I'm just going to add it to the inside. That's it. And there's your card. Oh, some champagne jewels. So I said that if you placed a, I'll put some medium jewels up. One at the top corner and one at the bottom. I said if you placed a $20 order, you get the cards for free. Your kits will not include the jewels. It will not be there. If you want the jewels, I'll send you a pack of jewels if you place a $50 order. So that's it. And there's the card. 2 versions of it. What do you think? And let me stop there for a second and pull up the second card.